So this week, I want to give you some concrete writing tools that you can use to take your baseline writing skills and just raise them up next level, get us closer to that professional writing voice. So last week, I actually had the beginning of this show, not tell writing experience that we're doing. So if this is your first time here, I'm actually going to have you pause, go down to the video description bar, click on the link for last week's video, and do that short exercise where we turned some telling sentences into more showing short paragraphs. But I'm going to assume that you've already done that work and now you're ready to zhuzh up your writing and take it next level. So these are some techniques that are going to help you write like the pros do. And so I have 6 concrete tools here. We're going to talk about the first 3 this week, and then we'll catch up with each other next week for the last 3. So first up is using participles in your sentences. So participles, don't worry about the words, the labels of these little tools so much. I just care more that you know that there's a way to do this to your writing. So basically a participle is a verb that ends in ing or ed. You can place it at the beginning of the sentence for impact. You actually can drop them into the middle of the sentences as well. Or it could be a phrase that begins with one of those ing or ed verbs. Again, worry less that they're called participles and consider what they do to this sentence here. So if I have a flat sentence, I just have the diamond-scaled snakes attacked their prey. That's not bad. I have diamond-scaled, which helps me see those snakes a bit better. But if I add the participle hissing and slithering, the diamond-scaled snakes attacked their prey, ooh, I'm into that more. So it's a bit better. All right, I have another example from literature, and I'll give you sort of my base ones, and then I'll give you what the prose level, the masters do. And so I looked to Hemingway for our first example of participles, and oh my gosh, the sentence from Old Man and the Sea is packed with 3 examples, beginning, middle, and end, just to show you how it's done. Notice that the white part of the sentence is the, I guess, independent clause, right? So it's the main sentence that can stand on its own. And then he's added more participial phrases here to really help us see. So here's our example. Shifting the weight of the line to his left shoulder and kneeling carefully, he washed his hand in the ocean and held it there, submerged, for more than a minute, watching the blood trail away and the steady movement of the water against his hand as the boat moved. I can see that old man, that sailor, and it's because of the painting with those visual words, and the participles help give us that motion in there. So when you are re-examining your writing, drop a participle in there, a participial phrase. It's really impactful. The next one I want to talk about are called absolutes. Absolutes are similar. It's using one of those ing or ed verbs, but pairing it with a noun, or using such a combination to launch a phrase in your sentence. So again, don't worry so much that it's called an absolute, but just see how it works here. So I have my very flat sentence, the cat climbed the tree. We can make it a bit better with the absolute, feet kicking, see, noun, verb. Feet kicking, the cat climbed the tree, or even better, turn it into a phrase. Feet kicking on the slick birch branch, the cat climbed the tree. With each generation of this sentence, you can see it a bit better. Here's an example from Anne Rice, super awesome, modern Gothic. The mummy was moving, torn wrappings hanging from its arm. The mummy stepped out of its gilded box. A scream froze in Carla's throat. Dun, dun, dun. The mummy is alive again, oh no. But we have that torn wrappings hanging from its arm as your absolute phrase, and it gives a little bit of visual interest as the mummy is appearing from its box. Not just a box, y'all, but a gilded box, which helps me see it even more. Beautifully done, Ms. Anne Rice, as usual. And then our last tool for this week, and again, we'll do 3 more next week, are appositives. And a positive, again, just worry about using them, not so much about what they're labeled. Don't get hung up on that. Basically, it's a noun that is then added to a preceding noun to give more interest or description. So I think of it as like a noun that describes the first noun. So it's like, all right, well, I'll just give you the base sentence and I'll explain. Okay, so here's your example. The raccoon enjoys eating turtle eggs. So the a positive here is a scavenger. The raccoon, a scavenger, enjoys eating turtle eggs. So can you see how I used a scavenger, which is a noun, to give a little bit more information about the first noun, the raccoon? That's in a positive. Whenever I teach my classes in real life, I say it's a noun, Are you a positive it's that noun? I'm a positive. I'm positive. It's a raccoon. Yes, it's a scavenger. I don't know. Does that work for you? It works for me. I hope it works for you. All right. But you can also turn the appositive into a whole phrase. And you can say, the raccoon, a midnight scavenger who roams lake shorelines in a quest to fill its belly, enjoys eating turtle eggs. All right. And now we have like much more ominous raccoon than the raccoon in my very flat sentence at the beginning. The raccoon enjoys eating turtle eggs. So you can add more and play with it. Here's a professional example from Stephen King, one of my favorite writers. It's in a positive phrase, giving a bit more information about the first noun, Dave. Dave is his brother. Dave, my older brother and inventor of the super duper electromagnet, decided I should test his invention. Oh, you think it's going to go well? Of course it's not going to go well. It's hilarious. I've mentioned before in previous lessons that I love his book on writing. It's a memoir. It's part memoir. It's part comedy show. It's also part writing manual. If you want to be a great writer, I definitely think you should read On Writing. It's got the good stuff. All right, we're going to pause there because you actually have some homework to do for me. So last week, I gave you those 4 flat sentences, those telling sentences. I was exhausted. The puppy was a terror. My friend was so mad. And the substitute teacher was strange. I want you to take whatever showing short paragraph you created, maybe just one of them. If you want to do all 4, hey, go for it. I want you now to go through and add to one of them a participle or participial phrase. I want you to add an absolute or an absolute phrase. And I want you to add a positive or an appositive phrase. You choose how you want them to go. If you did not do last week's homework assignment, if you go to the comment section of last week's video, and again, the link is down in the video description bar, you can totally lift somebody else's and just zhuzh it up and then post it in the comment section as well. Just say, I took this from, XYZ123, or whatever it is. But I care more about you doing the writing and applying the tools than like the location of it. Because right now we're just practicing, you guys. So again, do that in the comment section. You can do it on your own and just keep it on your running Google Doc. That's totally fine. If it's just for you, that's about learning and that's awesome too. But it makes me so happy when you guys share your work, school appropriate, of course, so I can post it. Share it in the comment section below. I read them all. I can't respond and give feedback to everyone because, school year is crazy time. But I do read them and love them. And so definitely add your awesomeness and then let's hive mind it. Everyone give feedback down in the comment section. Be positive and supportive. If you see a place where somebody could add easily a really cool participle, an absolute or a positive, give them a message. Hit a little reply. Let's build a little community down there. I think that's awesome. All right, we will be back next week to talk about the next 3 tools in your professional writing toolbox. Until then, you guys have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday with grammar support work. Wednesday, we do high-level vocab. And then next Friday, part 3, I guess, of our creative writing little lesson series here. We'll dig into some more tools for your writing toolbox. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye.